So this is like 2.0. This is West Coast High Life 2.0.
It's not. Right. It's like more like 1.1.
1.12.
And it's a alpha release. It's not even done yet. But
alpha beta psychedelic funkin'.
That's how it always starts.
No, we're talking about changing some things up. We're talking about having a little more structure. Yeah. Structure can be freedom. But that's really what we need to do to progress the show, or to make this interesting to ourselves again a little more, and make it a little more fun, and maybe get an audience. We know the things we need to do to make the show better, but we've never been ones to really want to put a ton of effort into it. So,
and there is the crossroads. There's the rub.
But we do have some things that I think we should try.
We've done about 33 of these. I think this is episode 33.
33.
Yeah, because 1 month ago we uploaded episode 32.
That's pretty good.
So that was the Elvis Tide.
About how far back does this go? It goes back. Holy shit, that can't be right. 4 years.
Yeah, I think so.
That's probably when the first one was.
Introducing the West Coast High Life podcast was 5 years ago.
Holy shit.
And then the first couple episodes on YouTube were 4 years ago. Yeah, man. So, holy shit, we've been doing this almost 5 years.
Gets better every time, boys.
33. We've been doing about 6 a year for 5 years. 6.5 episodes per year.
That's not bad. Not bad.
We started 5 years ago?
Yeah.
Holy fuck balls. Started on Elvis, right?
Getting old, guys.
Yeah, on Elvis.
Yeah.
We're getting old.
A lot has gone down.
Look at us. So much has changed.
You're drinking fruit juice.
Ben's got juice. Instead of a beer, we got fruit juice.
I have a beer.
We're adulting. That looks like some
but
fancy beer.
I had tea before that. Thanks, Darcy.
Tea and beer, no worries. Make sure you roll up your rim here.
I didn't. Oh my God, we're gonna have a winner here.
I claim half of your prize.
That should be a new segment right there. Roll up the rim.
Rolling up the rim.
Everyone, roll up.
Let's roll up our rims here and see what happened.
Everyone, get your rims out.
This is a bit of a rim show here.
Popping.
All right, I'm getting in. What do I got here?
Pulling mine up by the teeth.
So
here we go.
On my rim.
This year, I gotta try.
Round the horn.
Fuck, that's a fail.
Please.
One down.
Play
twice
again.
Drum roll, please.
Mine says please, but it could be please get ready to win.
Prepare yourself.
Yeah, anytime
for
they use
victory.
nice trees,
Hope he hasn't opened his yet, but
no, but
so
I'm not done.
Chances are, if the
for 4.
it's failed,
I don't think they put many
we're
winners in the small
zero
cups.
for 3. 0 for 3.
See, that's bullshit.
I think they're it's prejudiced.
They shouldn't be giving
It's
the
true.
big prizes on the big cups.
But that's who spends the
They're trying
money.
to move beans.
And
That's all they
also
care about.
the cars.
They don't care whether we think it's fair or not.
The
That's
big
true.
prizes always go to giant city centers, like
That's also, usually.
like somewhere in fucking Toronto, someone will win that car. Or something.
Yeah.
It's geographically prejudiced.
They actually have one
Yeah,
of those
they don't
winning
just
cars.
like politics.
They don't want to
sitting out
ship the
front.
car out to fucking Moose Jaw, Saskatoon, right? They just want to dump it off
We
the
need
lot.
some rolling up the rim electoral reform.
There needs to be. Yeah, I want to see the science.
I want equal, proportionate representation of cups.
We do.
I wonder
need
if we
red
need-
pop by,
Don't punish me for not wanting that much caffeine in my system every day.
I know, right?
Did you guys notice that they've got them like the potato wedges now are free? I didn't even know
They're
Timmy's
free?
have, or as one of the prizes is
Oh yeah.
potato wedges. I didn't
That's
even know
pretty
Tim's
dope.
had potato wedges.
No,
Yeah.
neither did I.
I don't know. They're
Like
I've
I'm
had
pretty
them,
sure you'd
but-
go with that
What?
thing, and they're like, "Oh, we don't have those."
What's next?
Is this
Yeah.
actually?
Crepes?
Is this like big news for you right now, dude?
Dude,
Hey,
I'm
Timmy's
impressed.
news is definitely big news.
Look, man,
It's a big news.
when they're shaped like a wedge, they taste better.
Well, I don't know if they taste better. They're
I've
just-
never tried them, I'll be
Timmy's.
honest.
If you owned a Timmy's or several of them, you'd be making pretty good money.
Oh
like
yeah. If you own
Yeah,
that
my dad and I
Sheldon
actually we
location,
almost
it's still a winning
we almost
franchise.
bought a Tim Hortons in
Oh
Vancouver.
yeah, wow,
right by Point Grey.
holy shit.
There was a KFC that went under, and we were
Mhm.
going to buy that place. But their contracts are quite.
Couldn't get the smell of chicken out.
You
of
have
the
to
place.
work in it for like the
Their
first
contracts
year.
are very
Tasted like
sophisticated,
chicken?
and like you have
Yeah.
to make a certain amount of money every year, and it's
Yeah.
like you can't just try. Like you have to.
No, it's got to be well
really-
thought out.
Yeah,
and you
it's
have
got
to
to be
have
well
like
planned, and
You got to be in it.
I
to
didn't
win
know
it.
if I wanted to like manage a Tim Hortons.
you'd have to for
at
the little
at
while.
the age of like 20, so we were like, meh, fuck that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you
Fuck
guys
that.
would have been rolling in it by now.
You would have been selling a lot
Had
of
we-
coffee.
it would have been.
You would have been
successful.
regional manager.
Right across the street from like 2 high schools. It would have been probably
Holy
pretty
shit.
successful.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Did
you
anything
would've
ever
gotten
go in
chicks
there?
For sure.
Oh man, I would have been rolling in pussy,
That is like
rolling up the rim in pussy.
Oh yeah.
Just fucking chicks or day old Timbits.
Y'all want
Flowers
a dozen
and
Timmies?
a dozen Timbits.
That's the way
So
to get 'em on
romantic.
board. Hell yeah.
Did anything go into that area eventually?
I don't actually know.
They put another KFC
It
there.
had- it
They
had-
said one more time.
Let's try again.
It's probably a fucking weed dispensary.
Probably.
It's more of
Yeah, it
those
could
than
be.
Starbucks now.
There's
Surprised
a
they haven't combined those yet. Coffee shop and weed dispensary. Like,
I imagine there must be
That'll
one out there.
happen. Yeah,
There's gotta be
if
a
it
few.
hasn't.
how many dispensaries are there in Victoria now?
35, I think.
And what's basically going on? Because I know the feds were like, well, we don't
It's-
have anything in place, so it's
it's
still municipally government.
Municipally governed, and it's done really well. I think Victoria's done a good job bringing it in a legal sort of way without
Have they
actually
had to shut
having
any
proper
down
law. Just one in Chinatown, I think, and it wasn't their fault. It wasn't like they were doing anything wrong. It was like some people
Licensing or paperwork or something.
It was somebody had flown into town with bad intentions to go
Right,
there,
right.
and it was more about stopping that guy. Is
It
what
was
I
like-
heard.
It was a Hell's Angels setup.
Something like that, So there is still that element to it, but like people are paying licensing fees, and it's a huge boon for the economy. It's giving a lot of like what would otherwise be unemployed 20-year-olds jobs.
That's true.
Being bud tenders. Being a bud tender at 20, you're making probably $20 an hour and working around cool
so
people.
do they pay all their people in cash?
no.
No, they pay their employees
might.
like legitimately.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if they rate checks,
No, if
but
you-
checks and cash are essentially the same.
Well, they're not,
really.
though,
If you're-
because
if you're
there's
on
no
because
paper
you're not paying
trail.
tax on cash.
Oh, I see what you mean. Like they're not doing.
I'm assuming they would pay all of their people in cash.
Yeah, because if you're a legit business, everything has to be
that's kind of
the
the
table.
yeah.
right?
You know what? I'm gonna have to look into that because now I'm like, how are they accounting for that part of the economy?
Oh yeah, you're going on a solo 2020 investigation.
Yeah,
Let's
for
get
sure.
to the bottom of this.
Well, I mean,
I'd like to know
I imagine they can pay in cash and still tax it. Like
because even a
cash
small
doesn't have to be under.
well,
the
think
table.
about it. Even a small dispensary is somehow employing like 5 people, maybe 20. Depending when you look down the supply chain. Okay, these people are going to trim the bud. They're going to grow it. They're going to, bring it to the shop. They're going to market it, package it, do all these different things to it. The people that are going to build out the fucking dispensary from a construction point of view, like everybody's getting some money out of this industry.
Yeah.
So if it's having a giant economic impact and all these people are living off of it, paying their rent, buying groceries, being part of the economy, like you're going to have to account for those earnings some way or another.
Yeah, well,
Right.
maybe they have to do, like Mark said, you can like pay them in cash, but they still have to sign like a, I've received said.
And maybe
X amount of
maybe it's
money.
looked at by the tax system like waiters' tips or something.
Yeah,
Probably.
like whether or not you claim it.
Yeah, like you
But
should
It's
claim
on their
it, but
books
it's honor
still.
system.
It'll
kind
still
of.
be on the company's books, I imagine.
But
Yeah.
so how
So
does, like
the
that-
employees you're supposed to claim it, even as a waiter or whatever.
I don't know how you could run
claim all
I don't
that
know how
stuff.
you could run a business and not know how much you're paying people and keeping track of all that and doing it all in cash under the table. Like I don't know how you could do
You
them.
could just keep track of it.
Yeah,
Keep the books.
I guess
That's
so.
That's how like
But
the
it's
black
all
market
digital-
has operated
it's all
forever.
digital.
just gotta
payroll.
cut the books like Frank does on Always Sunny, and you're good to go.
So you're paying an accountant. There's another job there.
Yeah, there's always a bookie.
There's always somebody.
There's always a bookie.
But how does,
A bookie is not an accountant, dude.
Our
Yeah, there
well,
is.
in this
Bookie
sense,
is something that's totally different.
yeah,
Bookie.
Well, you're
takes
talking about like a
bets.
gambling bookie.
Yeah.
But there's also an accountant bookie who keeps books.
Well, I guess a bookkeeper, but yeah, I think bookie. I think loan shark or gambling.
Yeah.
Are all the dispensaries like now? How does it work? Like the chain essentially. Like are growers growing specifically, privately, like
Yeah.
illegally for dispensers, or are they typically ones who have the licensing in place and then it's basically like a legitimate
it's
pass?
probably a combination of both because there's no real controls on where that stuff's
Because
coming
like
from.
where a dispensary buys from, there's no regulation. It's not like you have to buy from said
No.
grower who is.
No.
I think they do. Yeah.
licensed From.
I think they
think-
have to buy from licensed growers.
No,
yeah.
if you're running in the medical system, but if you're running in the
But it is kind of medical.
yeah,
that's
but
the
there's a
whole
difference
sort of
between
thing
like
beside it.
Canadian approved subscription weed or whatever is different from like the 35 dispensaries we have. Like probably only 3 of those are legit like outlets for Canadian medical system weed or something, I'd imagine. I don't really know how it works. Like, this is something Brian would fucking be great at answering.
Why is that?
Does
he have one, or?
Yeah, he just knows the cannabis industry inside out, especially in town here.
Yeah. I'd be curious to find out how that actually works, because, if it's, even looking a couple of years from now when weed is legal, the growers themselves, all the mom and pop shop growers, are going to be out of business, because it's going to be large scale commercial industrial grows.
Unless there can be a little bit of a craft beer type monomer.
Yeah, maybe. I don't hopefully, know right? That like the micro grow system.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be super profitable, because it'll be so much easier for giant weed growing companies.
But is legalization going to
be the Budweiser of weed?
Push out all the private small scale dealers?
Yeah, mostly.
Or will there still be price discounts on that sense, right? Because
I think prices are pretty cheap at dispensaries.
Yeah,
they're quite.
Weed hasn't gone up since we were in high school.
It's still about $10 to $15
I think it would have to be
gram.
something like whoever said the craft beer thing, where you just would have to have a strain that's so good that people will go out of their way to consume it, right?
Yeah, and you're not going to ever be that big. Yeah, you're never going to be that big though. Like craft breweries, not like Vancouver Island Breweries beer isn't making its way to PEI every month. It's like,
but
it has a certain reach.
If they get a contract and get brewers and expand.
There's no reason to, because somebody in PEI is going to have better craft beer right there, and you're not going to the cost of shipping your shit across the country is never going to equal out.
No, you get a brewery out there.
But think about that for weed, though. Ultimately,
then you're
all
not
you need
Vancouver
is that strain or that seed.
And you also get into the weird gray area of being like, well, this is my strain, I'm going to copyright it because my income depends on it. And then you're talking about okay, well, do people own plants? That's where that whole Monsanto thing comes into, right?
That's true.
Where you have
you own strains or whatever like that. Yeah.
Yeah, weed is its own thing. That's kind of my bottom line with it. It's never going to exactly replicate the tobacco industry or the alcohol industry. It's going to be its own unique thing. Yeah. And we can't really predict what it'll look like because it doesn't fit any of the traditional models.
Why not? I don't understand why not. It's just
have you ever you've smoked weed before,
it's
right?
Just a product. It's a product. It's not like any different than tomatoes.
I think it is though. I think there's something weird about pot. It's all very different. Every strain is different. Everything has a different effect on a different person.
Maybe there's more.
But what does that have to do with
variation on
and
what
the culture
on what weed is.
I don't know.
Right?
The culture of weed's different.
A tomato versus a seedless tomato.
Yeah,
there's very small differentiation in those types of fruits. But
but that's also because farmers grow the type of tomatoes that hold up to travel well and are
yield
easy,
more
or yield more. It's not like you're getting quote unquote niche varieties of tomatoes because it's just not economically viable for people to do it, right? Whereas let's just take for example before you had industrial farms, you could be well, this guy grows these kind of tomatoes and they're good for this application or whatever, and you just have different farms kind of growing their own thing. But now because you have to worry about transport and all that other stuff, you're just well, we'll just grow hothouse tomatoes because we know
we get the most bang for a buck.
Yeah, even though they don't really taste like anything, and what's the point of eating them?
Yeah, so we're getting
that
values.
By the time they hit the market, they'll look good and they'll feel good, and that this is what people want when they think of a tomato.
And the yield themselves is probably the best too.
Tomato.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't even compare tomatoes to weed either. I don't know.
But I don't know why. It's still just a product.
It's this recreational product that has a cultural reality around it, though. It's not
an illegal one.
And a stigma and all these other things. So how it comes out is going to be this weird kind of, maybe it'll be like coffee. I don't know. Maybe it'll be more like
yeah. I know there's lots of growers now that are already looking into mass producing weed. It's just that you just buy a spot and grow it. It's not really any different than any other product.
Yeah, but does that brand matter? Do brands matter even with weed then, or does it?
Yeah, I think brands would matter quite a bit.
I think they're definitely going to matter.
Yeah, it's going to be huge because then you're going to trust. You're going to trust brands.
You're going to get 5 big brands of weed manufacturers who do a couple strains each or a couple favorites, right?
Yeah.
And you'll probably even be able to buy a pack of cigarettes that's 20 rolled doobies of said
strains or whatever,
or whatever, right? I'm smoking Schmorts today because, well, it's the best damn Jewish cigarette out there.
I've definitely noticed people getting pickier with these dispensaries because there's so much choice that people are actually starting to say oh, I like this and this makes me feel a lot better. It's not just like weed is weed anymore.
Yeah,
You
no.
guys, do any of you have a medical card here?
No.
No.
No. Have you bought weed from a dispensary before?
No.
No, I haven't.
I haven't either.
I have in America.
I have
But that's
in America
different
as well.
because if you don't have to get any kind of licensing or anything, you just go in there and ask for what
Where
you
did
want.
you buy it? In the
Right
Oregon?
in Washington there.
Okay, so I mean, when I was in Oregon, Oregon I think is probably like one of the front runners there right now in terms of how they've done it, and I think the Canadians should be looking at the model of Portland and Oregon. I was only in Portland for the time, but there are pot shops everywhere, but they're taking something like 30% of each sale goes directly to is taxated basically. So 30% of that money, say you're $10, so $3 of that's going directly to the government, and they're spending $2 of that $3 on building like new schools and educational funding. So it's like got an immediate impact, and people there are already seeing like these huge, like they're building fucking new schools because there's just that much money.
Kids just aren't as dumb anymore.
Yeah, they're educating.
They're getting
their
high,
people.
but there's more classes.
They're getting high, but there's more classes, and there's more classrooms. There's more, they're giving back to the system in quite a tangible way that you can actually see. And I think that like, in Canada, when we start to make everything legal, quote unquote, we have to make sure that money is going in the right place because
I don't think we do that because we tax the shit out of alcohol and cigarettes, but I don't think that tax money goes back into anything related to that,
not.
Right? It's just
it
just goes into the tax stream and that's it. There's no it's not specifically for rehab or like you don't they're not putting it into an infrastructure.
Are you trimming your fingernails right now? Oh,
I'm trying to like open this with the
trying to open a beer with a small later.
I loosened it for you.
Here we go. Yeah. Da, 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 da. Oh yeah.
Thank you.
Success. And this dispensary thing is fairly, I was going to say West Coast
none of us have bought
for
weed
Canada.
from a dispensary yet.
Dude, my dad grows it.
Like, it doesn't happen
anywhere.
it doesn't happen.
I have. I've been at pharmacies.
But does Calgary have dispensaries or like Toronto or Montreal? Like they may be there, but they're not nothing like Vancouver and Victoria.
Look, man, if I was told by
the
some
only
people,
dispensaries Calgary has are for domestic violence.
I was told like by somebody who worked at a dispensary, like if anybody asks for your ID, just walk out. Like nobody needs it. They can just sell you fucking.
Where? That's right. If anyone at any dispensary asks you for ID.
Yeah. You don't.
Because aren't you supposed to get some sort of card that says like?
You don't need to do that.
See, that is one thing that you did.
You have like a Skype interview
in Portland when you go into the dispensary. So you walk in. There's a little loungy area. There's a reception. You got to go in and check in. They take your info. They punch your name into a computer. They punch in like I gave them my BCID, whatever.
Well, yeah, but they don't need to do that. But I mean, okay, sorry, I should clarify.
Some of them do though. In the States, they do.
America,
they want to make sure here that you are like over the age of like 18 or 19. Yeah. Obviously, we're all in our mid 30s now, early mid 30s, whatever.
Yeah.
So we don't look like we're 18 trying to buy weed for the first time or something like that.
Yeah.
But like. Yeah, they shouldn't need to have your record on file or you shouldn't have to go meet with somebody to tell them your ailments to like whatever. But a lot of them have this process set up so it looks like they're being.
Yeah, but that's just the thing. This
the optics
they weren't giving
thing?
my information to any government agency.
No, it's just going into their own system.
It's just for their own system, right? So they have a record of who you are when you come in, basically. But what they do in the States that's different that I've noticed in Canada. I mean, I've been through some dispensaries, haven't purchased here yet. In the States, it's completely separate. So between where you queue to go in and where you actually buy the weed, there's a whole separate locked, padlocked room. Like they'll put you in another room and then
they
separate
screen you first.
They screen you.
Yeah, that's what pharmacy does too.
And then you do your thing and you walk out a totally different door and you never see the guy who comes in next.
Right.
It's
that's
not
what we
that
do here,
crazy.
kind of, isn't it?
It's
just you guys, all of you go to pharmacy on fucking Hillside and Shelburne there. Like pharmacy's right by the subway across the street from Hillside Mall. Okay. Spelled with an F. Yeah. Pharmacy. It's first of all, it's beautiful inside. It's like you feel like you're in a high-end coffee shop.
Yeah.
And like all of the strains are described with big television screens explaining the different, if there's indica or sativa, what kind of a buzz they'll give you, if it's better for like creative mood or like just like being in the couch and watching something, whatever. And things go on sale. Like I think there was like a $5 per gram sale. Like, and they've got all the selection, crazy selection. They've got like the topicals. Sale. They've got they've got edibles, and it's always like a really eclectic group of people that are in there. It's like like a grandma might walk
true.
in, or
I do notice that about the dispensaries is that you get all walks come through.
Yeah, you do.
Which
like
is cool.
Real.
And I think a lot of people who at one point were like, they're like, oh, I'm not going to try and like go buy drugs at Centennial Square or like, call this sketchy dealer.
And they do screen you though. It was a 2-minute interview where I sat down with this woman in a separate building in front of pharmacy.
Yeah.
And she asks you like if you've ever used it before, what you need it for, what the ailment might be, and she's like, gives you just a little disclaimer,
Approved.
Yeah, and
It's
then
like
it's rubber
credit.
stamped, and then then you're approved, right? And you're in and out of there literally in like 90 seconds.
Oh,
No, it's
wow.
like 90 seconds.
Damn.
It's not that long.
Streamlined.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like the dispensary gives those people who oftentimes wouldn't try and pursue it elsewhere through like private dealings, having somewhere they can actually go and just like feel comfortable about buying pot.
Can you think about can you put yourself in the shoes of like a 19-year-old girl who's trying to buy pot for like, menstrual cramps or something, and she doesn't have a boyfriend or a big brother or something to get her the weed. So she's got to go she's got to text and hang out with like scummy weed dealers in their basement. Like, hey, just meet me here at like
weed dealers a bad
at like
rap.
11
They're
p.m.
all scummy.
No, okay,
And
not
most of
all of
them are,
them,
of course,
but like if you're this girl, it's a different
definitely more
experience
accessible. It's more accessible.
than you and I trying to get weed when we're in our teens or whatever.
I remember going to some stupid sketchy things as a teen.
Yeah, and
Down
so
to,
this
like,
removes
East
all of that.
Hastings
Now
and
we're talking
fucking-
about a clean, bright, business environment where you can get in and deal with someone and
the edibles, I think, is huge because you don't trust your dealer's baking skills.
Fuck no.
You're not going to be like, oh yeah, I'm going to have your brown. No.
No, it's
But
so
then
much
again,
better regulated.
What kind of quality assurance do these dispensaries have? Like,
well, they don't, and that's the
like,
problem.
Who's
That's
making
why
that shit? Who's washing that? Do you know?
It needs to be regulated. It needs to be legalized and regulated. I've totally
Well,
believe
I
in
think
that.
that is coming down the pipe. It's going to be. There's so much gray though. Like
Trudeau
there's
said
so
it.
much gray
He
area.
gave a timeline. He's like, this summer we'll have the paperwork together.
Yeah, good old Trudeau. Apparently Trudeau was in town this week doing a fucking jog with the Navy base.
Was he?
Yeah.
And to talk about
A few photo
Answering
bikes,
nothing, obviously,
bike
about
lanes or
pipelines
something.
and such. More bike lanes
yeah.
are the answer.
Definitely.
Oh, it's snowing in Victoria. You know what
Business.
you guys need? More bike lanes. That was his response.
Really?
I don't know. No, I don't think
Now,
so.
okay, guys, can we go fuck in the shower now, sailors? Pretty much why he came
I
here.
do like his the guy he's got as our Minister of Defense or whatever, that Harpreet Singh or whatever.
everybody
Right,
seems
yeah.
to like him.
He's pretty
I'm not
good.
sure why. But
Well, apparently, I guess right when
Is he a
after-
general?
Yeah. After Trump got into office, he immediately was there a week later meeting with Trump's new head of the military or whatever, and they were both you can tell they both knew that they had these agendas that were put on them from both of their leaders, and they went and were kind of yeah, what the fuck are we doing here?
Right.
But
Did you guys watch the Trump Congress speech?
No, I just
where he said everything and nothing at the same
I
time.
read it. I read it all.
It was
really
well
quickly.
written, but it didn't really actually say
It was another
anything.
typical convincing Trump sort of argument, though, for the masses. Repeat the same things, very kind of easy to follow, and you just get a sense of this utter weird confidence that this man has for no reason.
I mean, even the travel ban shit. We've already noticed the trickle down effect. We had a thing here last week called BandFest, and a lot of bands from the States usually come up, right? But about half of them didn't come this year because a lot of the kids.
Band Fest.
Yeah.
You've been banned.
Basically, it's a band fest. Yeah, so none of them could fucking come because they're
You'd think with the travel ban that there'd be more bands coming to Canada because that's the only place they could go.
well, they got to go through Manitoba and freeze their fucking hands off.
That's crazy too.
You guys heard about that shit, man?
No one wants to come to Canada
400
that
people coming
All
over the
these asylum
border
seekers coming up
in
there.
Quebec and Manitoba.
Talk about the worst place to try and come. Welcome to Canada. Oh,
I haven't
fuck.
heard about this. No.
Oh yeah, so they're
February.
after the whole travel ban thing went down, there are tons of people who were like, okay, we can't get in the States. Let's try and get into Canada.
Canada, right.
And so they fucking walked from somewhere in I don't know where in America, but they walked up into somewhere in Ontario or in Manitoba and were fucking had horrible frostbite and half them lost their fucking arms. People were losing limbs because they just weren't prepared for the Canadian
come
winter.
to Canada. Well,
It must have been cold where they started.
Our
though.
healthcare
Yeah, it was I don't know, Idaho or something
Yeah,
or whatever. Where the fuck
they must have started at a cold place. Put a pair of
but
gloves
I mean,
on.
I don't,
thought
you don't really think about that. I mean,
we have pretty good immigration. Like if they just came in the legal way,
it's pretty strict, Canada's immigration.
Oh, I guess that's true.
It actually is,
but that's what makes it good. I mean, like you're getting quality people.
It's difficult.
Well, we have
Trump
a merit-based system,
not bad
right?
dudes.
No
not
bad,
really
yeah,
bad
no
dudes.
bad
It's a
hombres.
merit scale-based system.
And I think relationships too. Like if you're married, that is a huge advantage.
If you have relatives and stuff,
it's
too.
like
It's all points based, right? So you have a certain total score that's based on like your education and where you're applying from.
Apparently,
and your family status and all that.
They
kind of
don't
shit.
have that in America.
They don't, but they're going to try and adapt a Canadian system.
Yeah, they're talking about
because
that
they can't get away with that you just can't come. But they're going to say, well, you probably can't come.
You don't have enough
and
Christian points to enter and white skin points.
Oh man, white skin points. Yeah, 100 points. Brown skin? Oh, sorry, minus 20.
Negative.
Black skin? Sorry, minus 20.
Already got enough of yous.
That's
Yellow skin? Minus 10.
It's scary, but that's true.
There's a scale.
Yeah, a little bit. It just hasn't been put down on paper yet.
Have you guys seen that, the 13th? You heard of that?
Documentary
on 13th Amendment?
No.
And the kind of how like the American prison system is essentially like slavery. Modern slavery, yeah.
But aren't like it? I don't know about Canada, but aren't probably like 2/3 of American prisons privately run? I
think all of them are.
Are they all?
Yeah.
I don't think all of them are.
No.
I thought there were.
Well, I mean, they might be paid by tax dollars,
80%
but
of them, maybe?
like the food,
they're subcontracted out
and
to
the custodians, and like there's a whole bunch of corporations that essentially run these institutions.
Privatize it, but also
taxpayers pay for it, but private companies.
That's like the combination of the two worst things.
Yeah.
Like if you believed in total capitalism, you wouldn't subsidize things with public money. That's like anti-capitalist behavior.
Well,
or take that many people out of the workforce.
Like now you're talking about socialism, but it's for the largest companies in the world, but not for the people.
Yeah,
if you're
each inmate is capital. So the more inmates you have, the more money. Those corporations that are invested in the prison system will make.
But does a prisoner
which is a horrible way of looking at it?
Like some sort of wage if they are if they're working in a prison.
No, and I don't think
they get a tiny wage.
You get like 20 cents an hour or something,
which
right?
is just.
But that product still gets sold.
Smokes in jail.
Exactly.
At the commissary. But the worst part is when they get out, they can't ever be proper members of society again. They can never vote again.
Because you can't pass a criminal record check, right?
You can never vote.
You can't vote.
No, you lose the right to vote once you've been
forever.
And you get your
for one conviction
for being in jail,
or one felony conviction.
When you have a felony,
I
think it's a felony.
I don't know the specifics. I can look that.
I don't think
it's probably a felony.
No, because I mean there would be way too many Americans that couldn't vote.
Well, maybe they want it that way.
Half the population can't vote.
They do, and that's how the wording of this 13th Amendment is that it's kind of written in this old timey language, of course, but it says that essentially everyone has all of these rights until you're convicted of a prisoner.
Yeah,
and then you don't, and then you forfeit pretty much
yeah.
essentially everything but your basic elementary human needs like food and water.
Yeah.
That's about it. You don't have any other rights.
Well,
I mean, I understand how that came about because there are a lot of bad people out there, and you do kind of want them locked away. And when you've committed a crime like murder or something like that, you've taken away someone's rights.
Yeah, so therefore,
I feel like there is some value and justice in taking away someone's rights for a large period of time.
But if somebody served 30 years in prison and they get out of prison after serving a full sentence, whatever the crime, I mean, obviously I guess there's varying degrees there, but say someone serves 30 years of prison, they're now 70 years old, and they come out into society, I think they should probably have the ability to fucking vote. No? Like...
Okay, so it differs from state to state. It depends, it depends where you are. It depends if you've been discharged from parole. It depends.
Right.
So that's a big thing with America, though, is each state has such a huge,
Which is why I think
the federal.
I think America's going to be just fine under Trump because
the autonomy of each state.
He believes in the autonomy of the state, or at least he's
a little bit libertarian.
He's talked about it like that.
Well,
he'll let the state
today, and then
Well, he lets the state decide because it frees up more federal funds, and it will look better from a financial point of view to let states do more micromanaging.
The stock market in the States is the highest it's been in
ever.
years.
I think ever.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. And mutual funds are doing great.
Yeah.
It's like,
well, I mean, I have a friend. Our mutual friend of the podcast, Mr. Stephen Mirenville, lives down in Florida right now, and he just told me the environment for business is just booming. Like everyone is very optimistic.
It's fucking weird.
It's
socially like gone back 10 steps to the 50s, but economically everyone's seems right there.
The 50s were also booming.
I mean,
yeah, that's true. And if he does invest infrastructure in America, that is positive.
It's just too bad that a wall doesn't count as infrastructure.
They're always building.
Don't they need to spend like $10 trillion
already
on
a wall
refitting all the pipes in the city's water
and protecting the electrical grid? And
there's miles of wall already there. I don't know why people are getting such a fucking thumb up their ass.
Well, you got to add 10 feet.
It's
right?
just a ploy. The wall.
Yeah, there's already massive walls.
Yeah, and you can never build a complete wall.
Well, they want to spend eight.
Oh, you can.
No, it's not. It runs across fucking national parks that have fucking ravines and canyons. With
they could get laser walls.
There are canyons and are lakes now.
They'll have drone walls.
That's right.
Drone walls. Wall of
probably.
I can imagine it being a lot of drone stuff.
I mean, speaking of getting into the States,
there's got to be. They're so close to DARPA assassin drones now. Like they have drones that can jump like 10 feet.
Those jumping wheelie drones. Have you seen that Boston Dynamics just built?
Fuck.
That sounds awesome.
Holy fuck!
They can like hide in the sand and spring out at you.
They can spring and they're like 9 feet tall and they can like jump downstairs and jump upstairs.
9 feet.
It looks like it. You jump on this table when it's like fully like it compresses itself and then it like springs back out and it's got a huge power pack on it.
Fuck.
So I guess these are like military.
Yeah, just look up Boston Dynamics. It's their newest robot. It's crazy.
Well, I mean, speaking of new technologies, I mean, we're going to be having facial recognition at all Canadian airports and border agencies very soon.
Probably already there.
Apparently it's getting implemented in the next 3 months.
Really?
What's this?
So because the States has, when you go in now, they have facial recognition technologies.
Oh, yeah.
So they'll scan your face and they'll do like with your passport at the same time. And it'll look
Is this like with Google Glass or something like that, or with cameras?
I'm not sure how it's going to be, how it actually looks, but I was just reading on CBC a little bit about it, and they were saying that essentially like all Canadian border agency entry points at all airports, at all border crossings, etc., are going to be outfitted with these systems. So it's like a camera that basically will shoot your image as you come through, and it'll reference it with your passport and then run it against any records they could have if you had priors or if you had any flag lists anywhere. So any entry point into Canada now, they claim it's going to be faster. So it'll be faster for people.
Well, of course, that's what
they
say, right? Because they're like, well, if it makes it more convenient, I'll give up more rights.
But I mean, it's
because they'll instantly be able to recognize, like, oh, that's Darcy. Okay, he's a Canadian citizen.
We're just getting closer and closer to the fucking, full fucking chip scan. We're gonna have something.
Yeah, we'll have chips inside of us.
We're gonna have a chip like you do.
We'll have chips inside of us.
I think the workaround is just to paint your face like ICP every day in a different way, and then the facial recognition will have no idea.
Well, no,
who you are.
That's what I was thinking of, because when they come up with this shit, there's always a counter technology that will try and like be there to hide it, like plastic surgery or like I don't know, something, contacts that you can put on to.
Well, governments probably already have ways of defeating it, so they can infiltrate different countries with spies and whatnot.
True,
right?
true. That technology, yeah, that's right. Pays off.
Yeah, Travolta will be changed forever.
Man,
who was the other guy?
When are they gonna make Face Off 2?
Nick Cage. We were just talking about this.
Oh, it was Cage in that fucking movie?
Yeah, Cage Travolta.
That was back when Cage was probably making.
How did Face Off come up
twice? Is Cage a Scientologist?
Probably. Darcy wasn't paying attention. I
don't think he was here.
I think I was smoking when you guys were going over that, or I wasn't paying attention. Probably the latter.
No, I don't think you were here. That's just weird.
But Nick Cage, yeah, man, he's gone.
We were talking about all the stupid shit he's bought. It sounded like a lot of cult stuff, like weird, like shrunken heads and
pygmy
haunted
heads.
house.
He was
who fucking buys a haunted house?
Enchanted broomsticks. This one's gonna be $100,000, Nick. Dude,
he's a weird dude. Is he like married and have kids and shit?
Probably. He's fucking rich. Of course, some chick wants to jump on that gravy train.
Well, is he rich now though? Like,
probably not. He probably got divorced and got bought too many castles.
He's doing fucking Hallmark movies to pay off his fucking alimony and fucking loans.
I mean, let's be real. His career has peaked for sure.
I mean,
it peaked at Face
Off.
Off.
What was Cage's best movie?
Probably Con Air.
Leaving Las Vegas. I think that won an Academy, didn't it?
That was his like acclaim movie.
Yeah,
that was a long time ago.
Was pretty good.
The Rock. That was awesome. Is that Michael Bay? That's a Michael Bay movie, isn't The Rock?
Probably.
Yeah, it is.
Michael Bay.
It has all the makings of a Michael Bay. Tedious fucking
might be one of his
shots.
best.
a lot of action, a lot of
Cage has done a lot of movies. Some very good, some not so good.
There's this event that happens in Austin once a year where it's like a film festival celebration of Nick Cage, and they've done it for like 5 or 6 years now. And they've invited Nick Cage like every year, but he's never showed up until this year. And he like humored everybody by, coming up on stage and reading a little bit of Edgar Poe's Telltale Heart.
If they do a Lebowski Fest in Seattle in the next year or two, we should go and like document it as the West Coast High Life. And
so what do you mean if? Do they just do that every year? Or
they do one in LA and Cali every year.
Right.
They did one in Seattle a couple years ago. Or maybe I should just organize a Lebowski Fest in Victoria.
A local Victoria one.
Yeah.
Haven't you done that before, or is that just the night at
we screened the movie at Cinecenta.
Is there a certain day that they do it? Because there's a.
I have to go back.
Is there
to
a
the book
date in the movie that actually
No.
Do they ever mention a date?
No, there's no like actual timeline in Lebowski, but unfortunately they fucking the bowling alley they filmed that in got torn down.
We know it takes place after the Eagles were putting out albums. Do you guys want to hear?
He hates the fucking Eagles. Right?
Do you guys want to hear a bit of Nick Cage reading the Telltale Heart? Not really.
You can give us a
few seconds here.
The old man's heart and increased my fury.
You turned up.
The beating of a drum stimulates the soldier into courage. But even yet, I refrained and kept still. I scarcely breathed. I held the lantern motionless. I tried how steadily I could maintain the ray upon the eye. Meantime, the hell
what the fuck
is he talking about?
You had to pause to flip the page.
Louder and louder every instant.
You know what? Nick Cage should play Chad Kroger in a Nickelback biopic.
We're at the one where he's in Portugal and gets bottled. That would be fucking amazing.
He's trying a little too hard. He's really putting a lot of
dude,
emotion into every word.
He's giving these Cage maniacs what they came for.
Nick Cage just does like a Hulkster-sized fucking line of yay.
It's called Caged Forever.
He does a line of cocaine the size of Hulk Hogan.
The sound would be heard by his neighbor. The old man's hour had come.
He does a 300-pound line of cocaine
right now or something. He's just like
he's wearing
He's
this
always intense though.
dope leather jacket.
He's like way too over intense though. There's some roles where he'll just be like, "I need a cooking cheetah."
He overacts everything.
He does. He does a little bit.
Chill out.
A little bit. He's got those crazy eyes.
Oh yeah.
He's always got crazy eyes.
Those look pretty good. Those chocolate covered crullers. Thank you, Timmy's.
That will be available at audible.com.
Yeah.
Hotel Heart was it called?
Heart.
Have you guys ever listened to audiobooks
Telltale
or
Heart.
Audibles or whatever?
Yeah, I had audible.com for a while, and
every podcast in the world has a fucking ad for Audible,
for it,
so we should get on that.
What's an Audible?
Well,
Get our Audible. Audible is just audio books. Books.
Yeah, just not.
Is that an app though, Audible, or?
Yeah,
probably.
It's an Amazon add-on basically, because a lot of the books Amazon has, you can get the Audible version, which is like the audiobook, and sometimes it's the author of the book reading.
I guess I'd read more books that way.
Yeah, well, man, it's a great thing to listen to.
More books
when you're just driving, or you've got a monotonous task, or you're catching a bus or whatever. You're going from point A to point B. It helps the time go by.
Yeah,
it's kind of like, I wish it was like those old radio plays, and they added like sound foley and effects, and
there is a really
intense.
good. There's a really good series like that. I'm trying to remember the name. It's a podcast that does that.
Weird Science.
Hardcore History is pretty good, but that's not the one.
Weird Science.
Weird Science. That was
any Weird Science out there?
Movie?
Yeah, it's
that was a movie
one of
and
the
a
best
TV
movies
show.
of all
Weird
time.
Science. I mean, I don't know if it's weird, but I think
where they create like some hot chick to sleep with.
Oh,
that was the movie, right?
Yeah,
and then she
that's right. It's from the 80s.
If you haven't seen it in a while, you should rewatch it. It's a great
watched
movie.
It years ago, but I haven't.
Does she ever sleep with them? Does one of them sleep with her?
It's implied. It's implied.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Does she do them both? Is it like an Eiffel Tower thing?
I guess so.
They both like.
No, it's separate.
They
have her at separate times.
Seconds,
She plays around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All over the shop.
She ended up marrying Steven Seagal, the chick that plays.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Steven Seagal.
You know what? Steven Seagal is still producing all these fucking shitty old made-for-TV movies too.
Oh, dude, he's.
I just watched one like maybe 2 weeks ago, and it was all green screened. It was all green screened.
He's fucking obese
huge.
right now.
He's huge.
He's so fat he can't do any of his
Clay
signature kicks anymore.
I thought Clay was like
so funny.
Turn yourself down a little there, Clay.
Dude, unless it's like a drop, it's just not really rewarding to listen to.
He's got new. He's got a bunch of new movies out. I think they're being financed by the Russians.
Why do people make
Probably.
these made-for-TV B movies still?
It's because it's filler, right? If you're a network, you need to have shit to air at all times. So you want to fill those
late night.
Yeah, you're like, oh, what are we gonna play? Fucking Saturday night from 10 till 11:30. You know,
paid
play
ads
this
or
shitty-
whatever.
It's like the Hallmark Channel. Like, how is Hallmark a fucking channel? Like that. Anyone
They
who
made
watches. Yeah, Hallmark. In the
My
States
mom
it
loves
is.
that shit though. She loves those,
Yeah, I mean,
especially at Christmas time. She loves those sappy.
What do they
You
play
know
on
what they're
it?
filming on Fort Street just like for the last month or whatever? That little shop on Fort by
Yeah,
and whatever. That
right.
was a fucking Hallmark Christmas movie.
Man, they filmed one at in Bastion Square at Christine's work like last year or the year before.
So I don't know.
It's
what
clearly
it is.
lucrative.
Yeah.
And they're probably really cheap to make.
Yeah, they probably have like a $2 million budget.
I've never seen one, but
As long as it's catered, Steven Seagal will probably do it for free.
Oh my god,
Well,
he'd eat
dude,
the whole fucking truck.
Fletch, didn't Clay cook for Seagal for like a term or something? He said he was a
I
chef
don't
or
know,
something.
but I think sexual favors were exchanged.
over the pants HJs.
That's just wrong.
Was it Seagal or was it somebody else?
I thought it was Seagal. I thought like
Somebody
Clay
else
had to be a chef, and he was like he had these very strict dietary requirements back before he
It doesn't look like it.
The only dietary requirement Steven Seagal has is a lot.
There's just got to be a lot.
It
of
needs to
food.
be a full plate.
When he needs like a full plate of crawdaddies every fucking. Oh man, have
He
you
had a
seen that
TV
show where he's
too? Hey, where he's like a sheriff?
Yeah, in
or
like
a deputy
in
sheriff
like New
or-
Orleans.
Yeah,
and
because he's got his badge.
dude.
Great
you
if him and Shaq.
He's
still
so
huge.
you can tell he's so hot all the time. It's like the deep
He's
south.
always
and
sweating.
He's
and, like,
sweating. Yeah.
Can you imagine him and Shaq team up as a
Holy
that
buddy
would
cop
be
duo?
the best. Like
Somebody
cop
write
movie.
this movie
That'd
right
be the
now.
best cop movie ever.
I thought of another idea
Mall
for a
cop
movie.
They're
Boy.
like, we need the battering ram to kick the door down, and Shaq's like, "No, I got this."
You were gonna do. I was gonna do
slam
a
dunk it
the
down.
house.
Steven
Yeah, he's-
Seagal versus Van Damme movie. I thought this
Ooh.
would be a good.
Yeah, who would win?
Oh, Van Damme's still ripped though, isn't he?
It wouldn't be a good
Well-
fight at all. It'd be like beating a
think
potato
Van Damme
sack
would just
up.
beat the-
First
No,
of
they're
all, we
both
gotta
old
say-
and fucked up. Van Damme was a coke addict for
What,
years.
what would their
Yeah,
weapon
but
of
Van
choice
Damme
be?
is still fit.
Yeah, Van Damme's looks
Like
like
Van
he's in
Damme.
shape.
That's just the coke. What?
Like,
Van
he
Damme,
looks
Bloodsport.
solid.
We all saw Bloodsport.
He looks solid in the last
Yeah.
Expendables.
Oh, Van Damme.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
I didn't see it, but I heard
Was Seagal in
Wesley
The Expendables
Pipes
as
is
well?
pretty good.
No,
No, I don't believe so.
he was removed.
He's
from
too
that.
fat.
Too fat.
Yeah,
he just
Bruce
doesn't look-
Willis was supposed to be in it, and apparently he like wanted way too much money, and so Stallone told him to fuck off.
Did Stallone
Good.
produce that?
Yes,
Good.
Expendables is Stallone's
Bruce Willis
thing.
has Red or
Alright.
whatever. He same kind of shit.
Yeah,
different pile.
but it's Morgan Freeman. I mean, come on, those aren't the action stars.
Morgan Freeman's in that shit?
you're right. It's not the big.
Yeah.
It's not all the action stars
Oh.
of the '90s.
Yeah, but
So-
I guess it could be good.
So,
Red
so
could be
did you
alright.
guys watch any of the Oscars this year?
No.
I watched YouTube commentary on it after a few breaks.
Yeah, I didn't.
I was
I
like,
just saw a
oh, so
little
that's who
headline.
won. But I heard it was entertaining this year. Like everybody was like, oh, Kimmel kept it moving and the bits were good.
Well, I think the best is like at the end when the whole fuck up went down and they messed it all up.
That was
And
harsh.
Warren Beatty's face, dude. He just was like, you can just tell he's got like so much internal shit going on. He's like, oh my god, I'm never gonna get work in my life in this fucking city again. Like I'm totally fucked.
well, he's a fucking
You heard what
Hollywood
happened, right?
legend.
no,
Okay, so basically,
he's old. He's old as
They
fuck.
mixed up the envelopes.
It wasn't his
for
fault,
Best
though, was
Picture
it?
and
No.
like
Okay.
another one. And
Yes.
so Warren Beatty and Faye Dunaway were like reading the fucking shit out and doing their spiel.
Hollywood classics.
And they're like, and the Oscar goes to, and they're like, he's like, La La Land.
Right.
And so like everyone from La La Land comes up on stage and whatever, and they're like starting to make their acceptance speeches and
Mhm.
like, thanks
Mhm.
mom and blah blah. And then like after 2 or 3 of them have gone on, like you can see like turmoil starting on the stage and people are like, "What?" And someone's running around being like, no, you guys didn't win, you didn't win. And it's one of the producers or something, right? And he goes to the one of the guy who had accepted the Oscar for La La Land.
It was
and
one
he's
of the producers of La La Land.
yeah, and he's like,
Dude,
like,
what are you doing that for? It's just fucking annoying.
Whatever.
it's
We
John
can-
Cena, and he comes out, and it's actually him who wins the award for best film.
the producer.
John Cena. No. So basically, the guy's like got his Oscar, and then sees the envelope, this new envelope, and he's like, actually, the winner is fucking Moonlight.
Moonlight or
and
something,
so
yeah.
like. All the Moonlight people come up and it's super awkward and like they're giving their thanks and this one woman's on this stage and she's like, I'd like to thank blah 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 and all the guys from La La Land if they're still here, and like every one of them had like ran away and she's like, okay, like just keeping it going. And then Jimmy Kimmel comes out at the end and he's like, Warren, what did you do? And Warren's like, like, I don't know, man. It wasn't me.
Yeah,
and
he just got passed the wrong envelope, I guess.
and the Price Waterhouse people who are like, probably getting paid big money to oversee that whole thing.
Why was there an envelope that said La La Land in it?
I have
It
no
was
idea.
a previous award.
It was another category winner that it was outside of the envelope or something. And
really, what they should have done is not read it at all. But like Faye Dunaway's old or whatever, and she was like, "Oh, it's got Emma Watson's name in it, so it must be La La Land." I think. And
they both look like
because they both should have been like
elderly people.
I know, but it wasn't really their fault because they got given an older awards envelope.
Yeah, I mean the Price Waterhouse people got fired, but it's just funny that they would totally fuck
They've
that
had
up.
death threats apparently, and they're being guarded.
Right?
The two people from the company.
Price Waterhouse, isn't that like a publishing company?
It's a big accounting firm.
They're accountants, yeah.
Normally they just hide your money
I don't know why they're
why
even
are they
involved.
getting blamed?
It's because they were the ones who were responsible.
Well, you do it for corporate branding opportunities, the advertising. Be like, we do the Oscars.
Yeah.
It's like a prestige move.
Yeah.
But when you fuck it up, it kind of has the opposite effect.
Yeah, it's
if
pretty
you
bad
can't
for your
manage
reputation.
that, how are you going to manage somebody's multi-million dollar?
Yeah.
That is a big contract, I'm sure.
What we should try doing is we try giving Maddie a call quickly on Skype if we can.
Okay.
Wait,
I
I wouldn't mind hearing his appraisal.
Maddie? I don't know if I have him on Skype. What the hell?
Or FaceTime or whatever.
Maddie Reed.
Entering the
Pending
future.
contact request. Good job, Matt. I don't think he ever uses
all right,
Skype.
we could also phone Fody and get him to do some burger eating.
Let me. Let's check back with him because I said I would
He'll
call
for
him.
sure have a couple loose burgers.
We want to know what he ate for dinner last night and what he plans to eat.
All right.
It sounds like Jughead or something like that. What, does he just love eating burgers?
Well, no, he told this story one time of where he managed to eat like 13 cheeseburgers or something in one
All right,
sitting.
you get your questions ready for him.
Okay. We're going to ask him how he smokes his weed these days.
Yeah.
Hello?
Fody!
Fody, what's up?
What's going on?
How are you doing today?
Give it a second or two or a minute.
Now, you got to...
We'll see if this fixes itself. Cause
It
I
puts the
can't hear
lotion on
God
its
damn.
skin.
Are you jerking off right
Wait,
now?
my-
Are we
my
catching you at a
phone-
bad time?
Are you rubbing one out?
You just sound hella quiet, man, and like
Sounds like you
you're
just
not,
woke up.
You're not still sick, are you? Last time we called you, you were like in like a coma and you were coughing and
Life wasn't good.
We caught him in an embarrassing situation, didn't we?
He's awfully quiet.
Do you have your Kleenex ready?
wash
Or
off
maybe
your
we're having
hands.
maybe we got a bad connection
Have
here.
we lost you there, Ford?
No,
Come
he's-
back to us.
No, he's still connected.
Communication.
Fody.
Here, I'll start the. Can you see me? It's actually a really cool shot because those lights up there.
Fody.
Have you got a... All right.
What's going on there, Ford?
Buddy, it says
Are
we're
you
still
still there?
connected.
Are you still there, Ford?
Fuck this guy.
10.
All right. Well, in the meantime,
9,
I'm going to call
8,
Biggie on the other line.
7, 6, 5.
Yeah, we were listening to some of his
Oh.
music.
Hey, what's up?
There you are.
Hey.
There he is.
You're back.
Hey, I can see you.
So
Winning.
Success.
Winning. We are halfway there.
Can you hear us?
Can you see the crew? What's up, Fode? I like that tie. I like that yellow tie you got going on there. You ever seen Michael Douglas falling down?
Is that the one where he
Long
just
time
fucking
ago.
goes crazy?
That's
goes
very
postal?
it's very Michael Douglas going postal.
Are you guys in the frame?
Yeah, kind of.
I don't... It's just a picture
Oh,
of
that's
him.
a good looking drink. Thanks for showing me.
Yeah, Fudge is getting healthy here.
He's on the health tip,
He's
man.
got fruit juice.
It looks like it's past Fudge's nappy time.
So
He
Ford,
looks tired.
Ford,
What up?
we have some questions about marijuana. We want to know what's your preferred means of consumption these days? Are you an edibles guy? Are you
Well,
bong?
sounds cut out.
Oh, we got a bad connection.
Like I can't hear anything you guys are saying right now.
Is it? Is the audio coming through us, or is it coming through your
I think it was
microphone or
me
something
doing
like
the
that?
microphone here.
I can see that. I can see the look of smug disdain on Fudge's face.
Well, that's good. That's good. That's a plus.
It looks like
at least they're for some expression.
We got something.
yeah.
But you can't hear us.
You can't hear us at all, eh?
This was a really well done call.
Sometimes things don't work
I
out.
can't hear anything.
as
It's like
planned.
You
completely
don't have
silent.
a snowball mic
Oh,
somewhere.
oh, there we go.
You don't have a snowball.
Hey,
You can hear Klein probably.
Yeah,
not
I guess
us.
you can hear me.
It's only using the mic on his.
You need to plug
It's silent. I don't know. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what to tell you.
Well.
We just need better equipment.
We'll talk to you later, dog.
We'll call you back
Peace.
when we get our shit together.
We need to run a mic into his computer.
Yeah. One of those
Which
omnidirectional snowball.
And that was a
mics.
segment
don't
we'll
have an
call
in for that, do
fucking
you?
shit up.
Oh well, we almost found out some things about phone, but
Yeah,
yeah.
I've got a USB on this side that could do it.
So you need a mic that goes USB.
Yeah, most of the meeting mics for computers are USB.
Okay, well that'll be the answer for next round, because I guess phoning Biggie wouldn't
For
make any sense.
Skyping.
Unless
for
you want to do it
our
on your cell
proxies?
phone and leave your cell phone by your microphone, like do it like this. You know what I'm saying? Like if you phone Biggie.
Do it on your
the
phone.
phone would be best because it's got actual good microphone in it.
Yeah, it's probably only slightly better than computer, but
Yeah.
try hollering
Fuck
at
it,
Biggie on
man.
that.
Okay.
Don't even need to like FaceTime. You can just phone call him too. It doesn't matter.
Oh yeah. On speaker.
Yeah,
Who are we trying?
Biggie.
Well, should I
Biggie.
plug my phone in? I'll just try on here. Oh no, because we need this microphone.
Yeah. Just use the phone to do it.
Okay.
We'll see if we can get a hold of him. I'm curious to know what he thought about the old Oscars.
Is he a big
Yeah,
Oscars?
He has an Oscars party every year, I think.
Yeah, he always does like the movies for us too. So.
Does that movies list his favorites of 20?
Oh, right.
Although what
right.
we do need to do.
Oh fuck! Ford's playing Nintendo Switch Zelda right now.
Whoa, let's see.
That's why he was super uninterested in us.
Ooh.
Put
Can
it
you
by
hear
your
us?
mic, Alex. By your mic, bro. Your black microphone.
Have you guys?
Hey.
Have you?
Hey, Biggie, what's up, dude?
Oh, what's up, hey?
Hey man, we're doing the podcast.
Oh, yeah?
We wanted to know your thoughts on the Oscars.
On the Oscars? Is it recording right now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're live.
Oh, shit. I don't know. It was like, the ceremony or like, who won?
Bit of both.
Well, what do you think about the?
Moonlight won?
Yeah.
Because, like, as much as I like La La Land, it was fucking white as fuck. And, kind of shitty. I don't know.
It was the whites versus the blacks at the end there.
It was the whites versus the blacks, and I was on the side of the blacks, I guess. So.
Self-hating white.
There is a lot of white in Hollywood.
Yeah,
In Hollywood.
white guy.
No, La La Land to me just looked like a Hollywood love ourselves film. Like, well, we're so into ourselves.
Yeah.
Hollywood's so great. So I'm glad it didn't actually win because it could have easily actually won.
Didn't it win all the
dream
Golden
of, like,
Globes?
making it in Hollywood and everything is just a dumb freaking story.
It's so overdone.
Yeah. Like, follow your dreams, blah, blah, and everything.
So, hey, Maddie, did the Pretties? You guys opened up for someone recently, right? Big show.
I don't know, not recently.
Oh,
I played a really good show yesterday with Orange Kite at Cobalt.
nice.
That was really good. You got some good feedback from it, so I'm just pretty hungover today, actually.
Nice.
That's
Fucking A,
good.
bud.
Aren't you guys coming to the island next month, or is it April with what's it like Island Highway?
Yeah, we're supposed to be. We're coming. Yeah.
So when's
We're
the show?
coming to Vic. April sometime, mid-April.
Where are you guys playing?
I think it's Logan's.
Nice.
Maybe.
Well, we should get a crew out to that for sure.
Yeah, big ups to Colby Carruthers at Holy Smokes.
Colby Carruthers? Mr.
Yeah,
Carruthers?
Colby Carruthers.
Sweet. I don't know who
Yeah.
that is, but
Okay.
Gangster News.
Give him a shout out.
Well, let's see what he thinks about the fuck up.
Oh yeah. Any comments on the fuck up with the Oscars Best Picture award?
Yeah, who cares, really?
Yeah,
It's almost
that's a
like
good
it was
point.
done on purpose.
Yeah.
Because, like, the ratings are so, it was like a 9-year low that, like, it's like the only thing everyone can talk about, so.
That's because Jimmy Kimmel was hosting. And who the
Publicity
fuck
stunt.
gives a shit about Jimmy Kimmel?
I don't know, he
like
did a
him.
good job, but yeah, I don't know, it's,
bring back
it was
Billy
like-
Crystal.
From the dead.
Yeah.
Bring back
Did he
Billy.
die?
Did Billy Crystal die? Probably.
Mostly dead.
Is this his year?
Is this recently? Billy Crystal died?
No.
We don't know.
I don't think he's dead.
Well, Ben, what do you think about Bill Paxton's death?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Forgot about that.
I think if it was between him and Pullman, I think Pullman should have been the one to go. To be honest with you, but I mean, I guess what happens now is that somehow Paxton is going to possess Pullman and then share his body.
Double bill, in fact.
See, we can still so Bill Pullman just got like twice as cool.
I just watched True Lies again. That was a great freaking movie with him. The used car salesman.
Oh yeah,
the
one that's fucking Jamie Lee Curtis.
Artie's like holding him over like the dam or whatever to throw him in. He pisses his pants.
Isn't there like a test driving scene where Arnold knows who he is and like punches his head off in like a daydream sequence?
Yeah, totally. He's riding in the car and everything, and then he pictures himself just very paralyzing him with a huge punch to the face, and then it just cuts to him like laughing like nothing happened, right? Like,
yeah.
But like I've been on like kind of a James Cameron tip too, because I'm watching The Abyss again.
That's a great movie.
First Terminator. I watched the second Terminator recently.
Unfortunately, it's not on Netflix. I was trying to watch it last
Terminator
week.
2? No?
Yeah, it's not.
So good.
I heard he was gonna do the next Terminator movie, maybe. Who? Bill Paxton?
The ghost of Bill Paxton.
Cameron. Bill Paxton is now the Terminator.
Maybe Bill Pullman.
The other Bill. The second Bill.
Terminator X.
Yeah. But it's been fucking snowing over here. Is it snowing there?
Nope.
No.
Did a little bit last week. Tiny bit. I think it's weird. It's weird that it actually snows in Vancouver when I'm not there or we're heading there. It says it's gonna snow in Vancouver all next week.
I know.
You guys are gonna be fucked.
How's the new car?
Ready for fucking summer, dog.
Yeah, how's your new car?
What'd you buy, man?
I'm doing hands free right now.
Nice. What kind of car did you get? A Hyundai Accent or something?
I was Bluetoothing the Sub Focus Essential Mix too before this.
Nice.
Fucking digging it, and then you guys called.
Yeah, well, fuck your Focus.
Was Sub Focus when I kept farting in our group and the dance floor was packed too tight for everyone to leave? Because there was a night where I was just crushing dance floor farts, and I'd fart, and then someone would look at me just like, you piece of shit. It was either Jess, Mike, Maddie, or my friend Greg. And like I'd crush these farts, and they were like really stinky. And you just couldn't get away from them because the dance floor is just too packed. And
too sweaty.
I think
like,
that would
too hot.
I think
it was
that'd
so
be hilarious, actually, just to have like a camera to do reaction shots of people, just like all the stink faces.
Oh
you know?
yeah.
Just like send Ben to various spots and just fill him full of chili beforehand, and just wait and just capture the magic.
For Sub Focus, they did have like a video for it, but it was like you could see like this dude just creeping on this one girl, like with just her bra on, and like whoever was filming it was just like, oh yeah.
I was that guy.
I don't know, masturbating as he was.
That was
the
definitely
camera
that guy.
a little bit shaky?
That was definitely me, man. I don't hold back on the dance floor.
Matt, you should dress up as the masturbating bear at Shambhala next year.
What?
You should do a masturbating bear at Sham, like get the fucking bear suit, the diaper, the whole nine.
Or just get Crusher's bear hat.
Well, yeah.
And go naked, and just masturbate.
There you go.
Don't hold back.
Like a masturbating bear, like a gay man, like a big gay man.
I mean, you can put whatever flavor on it you want.
Any style. So, are you working on anything right now, Matt?
Yeah, the new Predator movie.
Oh, right on.
Sick.
Is that just a whole bunch of soundstage shit, or what?
So, what does Simon think about having a biopic made of him?
Simon having his biopic made?
Yeah, wasn't Zesnoma? It's not. Did you mean sexual predator or just the predator?
No, that's for sure. Yeah, I mean, we've been hanging out like constantly. Like sometimes I gotta like have a break, but
let him prey upon some other sexual victims.
I don't know. He's doing all right. Like, I mean, I can't stay mad at that guy. It's not like I was mad anyway, but.
Yeah.
You know.
What happened? I don't know. Is there some drama I should know about?
Since he was 16, like, just mobbing with his backpack full of beers.
Yeah, that was like the first thing he mentioned when we saw him in last month. It was like, oh yeah, buddy, you going to the bar with the backpack full of beers like usual. And some guy's like, hey, you can't come in. And I'm like, buddy, hey, you know who I know there, buddy?
Yeah, totally.
I guess
he
Shane is good for any of them.
Mary Poppins bag because He actually had 24 beers, and it didn't even look like he had that many. Like, he just kept on coming out with these beers, and then a bottle of Sailor Jerry's, and it was just like crazy. It was like this little tiny freaking Dickies bag.
Oh, wow.
So he's really good at packing his booze.
Fucking pouring shit out of it. It's freaking funny.
At the bar.
Yeah, that's kind of an asshole maneuver. Yeah. We used to do that at the Penthouse.
It just finished. Like, yeah, can I have this? And then he just poured Sailor Jerry's into it, and it just fucking reeked like the whole fucking table. And it was like a really like claustrophobic, like comedy show and everything.
And you just hear like Simon's bottles clanging in his bag. It's like the guy's on stage or something.
All the comics, and then all of a sudden he just fucking passes out and starts snoring.
Classic Simon.
Loud, and like all these people who are like kind of like weirded out by him just look over like, oh my god. Like, and then these people wanted to leave. I think she was like had to pee or something like that, and Simon was blocking me in. I couldn't fucking wake him up. Like these people were like trying to get out, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. Like he's fucking passed out. He's not waking up. So yeah, it was funny.
So it's good that you guys made up.
Did you just sleep at the bar or something?
Well, I guess we always made. I don't know. Fuck.
Throw a glass of water
He
on
always
him?
gets a nap in there. He always gets a power nap in. Just
86 him out into the snow.
Logan today, but he hasn't gotten back to me. So yeah, and he likes to bowl every Thursday. You know.
I heard he got a turkey.
He's into bowling. He shot a turkey apparently on Thursday. I didn't go though. So.
Hey Matt, would you be down to try and go to Lebowski Fest next year?
What, in Las
I
Vegas?
think they might be doing one in Seattle.
Or LA? Yeah.
That'd be cool. Although there's no more bowling alley, right? So.
Yeah.
Sad day.
It's sad, man.
Might be cool.
Dude, let's fuck it. We'll just go to the In-N-Out Burger, dude.
Why don't we just go to Burning Man instead?
Ooh. Challenge.
That sounds like fun.
Do it right, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The mecca of all festivals.
There's a Lebowski camp there anyway. So.
Is there really?
There you go. You can combine the two.
I walked by it.
Do they watch it like on a screen in the desert?
I just steamed and everything. They had like a big, they had like the letters, you know, from the title, sort of like in big letters on their front entrance. Nobody was there when I walked by, but apparently there was lots of activities going on there.
Nice. Well, what are you up to the rest of today?
Well, I was gonna maybe see Logan, but no sign from Zess, and I just practiced with the pretties. Cody made me a pizza. I'm still kind of hungover from last night.
Big, can I ask you a question? We were listening to the Pretties last night, and you've cut it on vinyl. Do you guys have like a full producer, or is that expensive? Like, how did you get around doing that?
I don't know. They record. Felix Fung recorded the first album, and we got him to record the next one. So yeah, he's a producer and engineer kind of dude, and he's sort of been there from the beginning with us. So
how many vinyls you press?
How many records have you printed or have you cut?
This is the second album.
But how many total?
How many copies?
How many copies?
No, we printed 500 of the latest album.
Right.
And then I think they did 500 of the last album too, which they still have copies of.
Yeah.
You guys need to move some vinyl.
I
Hey,
imagine
did you get any response from the record stores in town? Did they sell any of your units, or are they still sitting on them?
I don't know. I haven't checked in a while. Maybe you guys can do that for me.
What are we, your managers?
Well, I don't know.
I need a cut.
Because I'm not in Vic that often, but I'd like to. Parents are freaking jocking me to get over there all the time since they're retired. So
when's your next trip back to the island?
Man, I fucking love it.
April the 7th or something?
When's your next island visit?
Mid-April, he was saying.
Band show in April?
Oh, okay.
Oh, you're starting to break up.
When's the what?
When's your next visit back here? The April 7th or something?
Something like that. I don't know. I was supposed to come over this time because my sister's in town with my nephews.
With the Bubba?
Yeah.
Cool.
But I'm over here for now, and I don't know. It'll be good. They're supposed to be starting some like super high speed ferry that goes from downtown Van to
Yeah, we heard about that.
It's like
Down.
It's like $100 though.
It's $300.
300.
300
bones?
bucks?
Yeah,
100?
300.
That's gonna go out pretty quick.
Well, you could take Harbor Air for like 140.
Yeah, it's about.
I think it's 300 return.
Right.
Yeah.
It's about as much as Harbor Air then.
Fly, man.
That's pretty ridiculous. Yeah.
But I don't know. Yeah, it's in order. Van, you gotta leave Van after a while. You know, like Van takes a lot out of you.
Yep.
And everything. But yeah.
Well, cool, man. Good to chat with you, brother.
All right, bud.
Take her easy. We'll talk to you soon.
Coming over in a couple of weeks.
Peace.
Yeah, miss you, dudes.
Later, brother.
Later.
Peace.
All right.
Word.
Man,
That's pretty good.
The weather has been pretty damn chilly.
The
this
never-ending winter.
Yeah.
Vancouver's been
Vancouver
hit pretty bad this
especially,
year.
yeah.
Snowy.
We had 3
never-ending
snowfalls
winter.
in February,
Mm-hmm.
which is crazy.
Yep.
Like
And
we never
one
get that.
technically last night.
Did
Yeah.
it snow
on the
last
ground.
night?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see.
What else do we got?
Any upcoming games or anything you guys have been
Everyone's
looking at?
talking about
The Zelda game.
Yeah,
That's pretty
Ford's
fucking
been
sweet.
The Switch.
Ford's
Yeah.
been talking to me this whole time. That's what he was doing. He's playing Switch and he's playing the Zelda Breath of the Wild game. Is that what it's called?
It looks dope.
So here's what he's done. He sold his Wii U for $460. I don't know how the
What
fuck he
sucked
did
about
that.
for $460?
The Nintendo Wii U.
That's
Yeah, no,
fairly
no.
new.
That's-
right.
It's not the Wii.
It's not the Wii.
The
it's
Wii U is fucking
right.
old. I don't know how he got
Probably
460
came
out of
with
it.
like
It's
a
not-
shit ton of games.
It's only like
Yeah.
maybe 2 years old.
Wii U?
Yeah.
No, man. It's like 6-7 years old. The Wii came out a long time ago, didn't
Wii
it?
U.
Oh,
This is
Wii
a
U?
Wii U. It's a totally
Okay.
new console.
Yeah.
Oh, the one that had the
Yeah.
the screen.
That's right,
It's
yeah,
like
got
Switch
a mobile
version 1.
Thingamajigger.
Okay.
The Switch. Yeah, exactly. That's
Yeah.
right, yeah.
Okay. So he gets
Proto
the Switch,
Switch.
and then he gets this game.
For when was the Wii released?
The not the Wii. The Wii U.
Wii U.
I'm looking.
The
2012.
The Switch
2012.
it's like something
5
where you
years.
can bring a portable like a thing with you, and
Yeah.
then you plug into your TV. And
It's
like
like a
keep
Game Boy
playing
and
the
a
game
fucking
And a
Yeah.
console. So he says this is an example of gameplay.
But
So
what's
he's
the
in the
point of
game.
that?
He walks into the grove trying to hunt some elk for their meat. A bear came out and scared them away. So he tries to fight the bear, but he accidentally jumps on the bear, and then he's riding the bear like a horse.
Right.
Fody would ride
So-
that there.
But
I guess the game's very like open-ended.
it seems like there's going to be a certain compromise in quality if you're bringing a little device around.
Oh, there is.
Yeah.
And then you plug it into your TV.
your device,
like it's
your
good,
handheld
but it's
Game
probably
Boy
never going to look.
does 720p.
Okay.
It's
But
pretty good.
it has a higher frame rate when you're not connected to the TV because it tries to do 900p when you go to the TV, and it doesn't have that
So
much
it
extra
slows
juice in
down.
it. So yeah,
Right.
I was watching some benchmarks of Zelda, and it gets choppy sometimes under 20 frames a second, whereas it's
Right,
like locked
right.
30 or higher, when it's on
Yeah,
the console
device.
It's
on
like
the
why
device.
not not buy that game for that console or for like a PlayStation 4 and have like all the best.
Nintendo. will
Yeah,
never do
Nintendo's
that.
like Apple and that, like their
Right.
shit's only
It's all
on their
proprietary.
own shit.
Which makes sense. I mean, you can do that with PS
Yeah.
or PS Vita or whatever, and PS4, and I'm sure Xbox has something similar too. Do they not have a?
They've
like a
never
handheld
done the
Game
mobile
Boy-ish
thing.
kind of
They're
thing?
what
I
their
think you
big.
can use like the Nintendo tab, or sorry, the Microsoft tablet.
Right.
Oh, maybe
conjunction
his
with-
So you can
Surface.
play some of your
Yeah, that
games.
was
Well,
that
you
makes
can
sense.
you can play. They have this Play Anywhere thing, so I can play Xbox on a PC
but
with
there's
Windows
no
10.
controller, right?
You play with the Xbox controller. You just plug it into your PC,
Oh, okay.
or you'd pair it and Bluetooth to your tablet or whatever.
Right. No, but I mean, with the Switch thing, you basically you can just fucking walk with it, walk away from your TV, and it'll like the game will come up on your thing.
Yeah, no, I've
exactly
heard-
where you were.
I've heard people have been playing it like
Like
half on like as a handheld and then half on like TV.
yeah, and apparently the transition is actually really
Seamless.
yeah, which is cool to see
Yeah.
that they can do that.
Yeah, yeah,
Just walk
for
like,
sure.
Okay, I got to go. I'm bringing the game with me.
Yeah.
It's a cool idea.
Yeah.
I think it is a cool idea. actually.
And
Being able to
it
bring a
breaks
game and
apart into multiple controllers for friends.
I
So
just feel like the controllers do look really flimsy. I looked at them; they're like super small, and maybe they're great if you have like small.
yeah, because you can
Japanese fingers.
just
Wee hands.
yeah, definitely. I agree with that. But I haven't tried it yet, so I'm willing to give it a
Yeah,
shot.
yeah,
You
yeah.
only really need up, down, left, right, and like 2 buttons.
I think they'd probably be more for like Zelda and stuff.
No,
now,
you need
right?
to have.
Oh yeah,
bumper
probably. But
buttons.
if I'm waiting to see Mario Kart come out on this. I think this will be like the
Yeah, that
first
could be
time
cool.
like you can plunk down the system and play Mario Kart like 4 people in any situation, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, that'll be
Yeah.
cool. I mean, there's potential for a lot of games to come back that would be rad, like Castlevania, Mega Man,
Yeah.
Metroid.
Isn't that another thing Nintendo's working
they
on?
had- well,
where
they had
it's
that-
like a little box that has
Yeah,
150 classic
You guys seen
Nintendo
that?
games
they
or
have-
something
yeah,
like
it's
that.
like a retro,
Yeah.
regular Nintendo.
Like
It's
hard-
got HDMI, so it's got
Right.
an HDMI out to your TV, and it's loaded with like I think it's like 50 games
Yeah.
maybe. All
Classics.
the like classics, yeah. It's like and it's pretty cheap too. It's like maybe
But I think
$200.
it's hard to get a hold of, I believe.
They're super hard to
yeah,
find.
Yeah,
yeah.
Did they have like a game store, like the Apple store or whatever, where you can just download new games to
Oh,
it, or
okay.
is there like finite?
So you're not-
Nintendo had that,
You're
yeah.
not stuck with that.
I'm pretty sure it's just
Number of
loaded with the
games.
number it has on it, but maybe that's something they
You
have
could-
as a patch eventually.
You could
can-
download old Nintendo 8-bit games to the original Wii through the Nintendo store.
Right. So sure you.
That
could
was
do
a
it.
smart idea.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
want to play River City Ransom again.
Because people, I mean, I love
remember
playing
that
some of
one.
those old games.
That game was like it's like an old Japanese like kind of side scroller with like some RPG elements, but basically like your girlfriend gets kidnapped and you and a buddy have to go fight through a bunch of gangs to
gotcha.
rescue her.
Yeah.
But like you can buy these
Double
books.
Dragon style.
Yeah, there's like these books you can buy. One's called like Stone Hands and one's called Dragon Feet. And, like it just lets you like
Nice.
upgrade your punching and kicking, and like you can pick up like downed opponents and like just use them as bludgeons
'em.
to hit
Nice.
other enemies with. Yeah, it's like a fun old game.
Classic arcade smash up, beat 'em up
Yeah.
with like really awesome soundtrack. That's what's important. Very repetitive.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. If you ever played Scott Pilgrim versus the World on PlayStation, that was pretty much like updated version
Yeah,
of River
that's right. I
City
have played some of
Ransom.
that. That was
One guy, and he's like immune to physical, immune to range, immune to executions. He's got like the
What
thing.
about archery? Like
No, you can't. He's
Oh,
immune.
range.
He's immune to range.
Said range.
And then he also like has
What
this
game was
thing,
this?
Shadow of Mordor. But if you get his health down too low, like he gets pissed off and recovers it really fast.
Wow.
So like he's unkillable.
Aren't they releasing like a follow up to that
Yeah,
soon?
the next
it was a
one's
really
tomorrow.
good game. Like I would buy the sequel in a heartbeat. That first game.
You guys
was,
all own that, didn't you? Or
Well, I
played
gave it to him after.
Borrowed
I found it was really challenging at first, and then you got kind of a little too good
You
at
could
it.
get
And then,
godlike.
because I remember passing the last guy
Yeah.
incredibly easily.
But I
Like,
loved
sneaking
that.
in, and I was able to I had already infiltrated. Like it was just too easy.
Well,
There wasn't even a boss fight. I
how
literally
long
like
did you
slit
play
his
for?
throat, and
How
like
Mm-hmm.
many hours? Yeah.
not very long. Probably maybe
Because
20 hours, 25 hours.
Yeah, it depends on the AI mix when you're challenging the different generals or whatever. Like
Yeah.
you don't know what you're gonna get. You could get somebody that makes it really fucking challenging, like what Ben was saying. Doing the death threat on them, like buffed all of these, because like the game adapts to you. That was what was the
Right.
cool thing about the game.
But by that point, you're already like brainwashed an entire army to fight for you. So I didn't have to do anything.
Hey, did you get to that part?
There was like four.
Yeah, that's the only
there was,
thing
like,
that
4
they
dudes
suggested. It was like if you
fighting
got to
me.
brainwash like a whole
Right.
bunch of guys, and then they'll just mob him, and then
Yeah.
you just.
Yeah, that seems like mass numbers is the only thing. You
Right.
can
And
do.
they're saying like light damage just doesn't do anything, so you just don't bother fucking with it.
Have you seen Horizon Zero Dawn yet?
Yeah, looks pretty cool.
I think
What is
looks
it?
fucking
I don't
awesome.
know.
It's
Like,
an RPG, like I don't know what we call it. Dinosaur era meets like mechanized
Oh, yeah.
fucking
Like Dino Riders.
Dino
Yeah,
Riders.
so the dinosaurs are robots.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds
Yeah.
fun.
It looks
Yeah,
pretty
looks
cool.
cool.
Oh yeah,
It's a
right,
PlayStation
right.
exclusive though.
Oh,
The first one.
yeah.
Yeah, Mass Effect's an Xbox One exclusive.
Is it?
Yep.
Holy
There you
shit.
go.
What's
I
the
think so.
over elaborate story for that? Like
For-
what?
For
who
Horizon
builds
Zero Dawn?
Who builds robot?
Verizon
Who
Zero-
builds robot?
It's all about trying to get
dinosaurs?
coverage.
I don't know.
Dinobots.
The only gameplay is putting up cell phone towers.
Line of sight cell phone towers.
That's
When
right.
someone tells you they can hear you now is when you've completed the
That's
level.
right.
Is there anything else coming out this year that's
Verizon
going to be
game.
good?
Well, Mass Effect Andromeda looks
There's
pretty
Red
cool.
Dead.
Comes
Isn't there
out
a
in a
new,
couple
Oh
weeks.
yeah,
new
dude,
Red Dead Redemption?
I'm going to be getting
Western?
that for sure.
That should be fun.
I think
That's the next
yeah.
big Rockstar game.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Red Dead Redemption, the first one was like 10% fun, and then the rest was like riding around in an empty
Cowboy.
Oh,
There
yeah.
was a bit of
It's Cowboy
riding.
GTA.
Totally. Yeah.
There just
Yeah.
wasn't enough to do.
I really enjoyed that
Yeah,
game,
no.
though.
Sometimes they made you run from one end of the map to the other and then
That-
back,
yeah.
and you're like, okay, that's not a mission. That's just riding back and forth.
I
Just
rode
tedium.
past Manzanita Outpost
I
for
have
the
a feeling
55th
that,
time this afternoon.
The new one will probably be pretty sweet though, and I think the multiplayer for that will be pretty fun. Who knows?
Yeah, I'll be curious to
you
see
know,
what
who
kind of
knows how they
multiplayer it'll be.
format that, but expect big things from that game, so that should be fun. It's probably another 6 months till it gets released, though, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
That's fall this year.
Really? We get Mass Effect in 2 weeks.
Nice. Nice. Is that like
Seems
a $80 game?
Yeah, it's the third in the series. It's supposed to be the most expansive
Fourth
co-op space
in the
game.
series. There's already 3 of them. So
Mass
it's got to be
Effect.
the
I
4th.
thought this was Mass Effect 3 Andromeda.
No, I've already played Mass Effect 3, so it's got to be the 4th. I've only played Mass Effect 3, so I know it's
Okay.
there's been 3.
Okay. Yeah.
And that was the one that everyone was disappointed with at the ending.
Yeah.
Everyone was really
No, I
upset.
heard they, like,
I didn't give a
rewrote-
flying
Did you
fuck,
play
but
that was on Xbox?
people
you
seem
played that?
really upset. PlayStation.
Oh, I thought they only made it.
Oh no, sorry, PC.
PC.
Oh, PC, right,
Yeah.
right.
I didn't know it was exclusive, but to like Windows and
Do you guys still
Xbox.
use Steam? Are you still Steam
yeah,
gaming? at all?
always.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
like Steam games are specific to Mac as well. Like you can filter by Mac
Right,
OS.
right.
Well, each company, like EA has something, and then
But Steam
there's
is
another like
like-
Origin or something like
Yeah,
that,
there's
and
a
then
bunch
there's
of-
So-
Galaxy.
But
There's
with
the
Steam, do you
Battle.net
have to
too.
download the full game onto your machine, or are you just
Yeah.
playing it by proxy?
Yeah.
No, you're
No,
you're
no,
downloading the full game.
Yeah.
But
okay.
you're owning it with your account and anything you log into.
right. And so,
That's
but
right.
could you basically, if you bought it and you took it off your computer, for a year later, you still have you
Yeah.
own that game. So
Yeah,
you just-
man, you
it's
can
just
always
like
reinstall.
PlayStation Store.
I
or
sent
Xbox.
you. In fact, I sent you a game on it like
Yeah,
3 years
yeah.
ago, and it's
I don't
still
play on my machine. My Mac's
still-
not a computer.
it would play it.
Yeah.
It's I sent you
I can't remember what it was.
BioShock 3,
Right.
the one where you're in the air.
Mass
a lot.
Effect is for all platforms. I was wrong.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, well, there you go.
Sweet. I'll check it out.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not gonna have time to get into another RPG until like next winter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I couldn't even finish Witcher this.
Oh, that's a
winter.
great game.
Witcher's awesome.
It is an awesome
really
game,
enjoy
but
that
I
game.
couldn't give it
You
the
couldn't
time
finish
it
it?
needed. No, like we didn't even
It's
finish Gears of War.
Expansive.
Yeah. I'm a little bit dumbfounded with that game, though. I already beat it, but like,
What? Gears of War?
no, Witcher.
Mm.
But like, there's all that expansion shit I haven't done yet, and I still can't quite figure
Man, you
out.
gotta get your full money's worth.
Yeah, I got to put some more time in, but I just don't have
Get
a lot
those
of time for it right
Elite swords,
I want a really good top-down strategy game right now. That's
like a
what I
real-time
need to.
strategy game.
It doesn't even have to be real time. It could be like Civ, but not as.
Didn't
it
they
could
come
be
up with a new
turn-based, but
Civ?
not-
Speaking of which, isn't there Civ 6 or
Yeah,
something?
yeah,
coming
but
up?
I want to play it on console. Like I want to be able
Ah.
to play it from my couch and not.
But
be,
don't those games need a mouse and keyboard?
Yeah, I mean,
Usually, yeah.
Civ kind of does, but you can.
You can just plug them in wireless or whatever,
yeah, but you
Bluetooth,
can,
right?
You could
Can you
make a
Bluetooth shit
more-
like that to your
I don't
Xbox?
know. Maybe I think you can plug a keyboard right into it.
Do those consoles have Bluetooth? I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's basically what the controllers are running off of.
Right, so it should, but for external devices, I wonder.
Yeah, I don't know.
Be good to know. Good to find that
It's
out.
probably probably a pretty rare device that can. But yeah, I want to. I'm just looking for a game that doesn't exist. Maybe it's Halo Wars 2. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I've been playing like Cities Skylines on the Retina Mac, and also
Was that the SimCity kind of one?
Yeah.
That was pretty sweet,
Yeah.
actually.
I like
Oh,
that.
you'd like that game.
I didn't like the new SimCity. Is that what
It's
you're
not
talking about?
SimCity.
No,
Oh, okay.
it's called Cities Skylines,
and
and it's like $9 on Steam. But it's pretty good, man.
It's definitely got
Perhaps
that
I'll check it out.
Yeah, if you
urban
like
planning
SimCity.
sort of style.
Yeah, it's very much SimCity.
Yeah. Well, is there anything else we want to touch on before we call it a day here?
Hovey won a fucking coffee with his roll up the rim.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh.
I won. I am the only one.
Congratulations.
That's right. Bow
You are
down
the
before
25
mine.
percentile.
Yep.
Fuck.
So
And it's on a small cup, so hey, that's
See,
we proved
that's right. We're
ourselves
gonna have to
wrong.
One for the
We're
little
gonna have
guy.
to dethrone
One for the little
logic of
guy.
Tim Hortons and their cups, their Monopoly games. I'm sure all the contests are very rigged in a sense. Yeah. Like you say, there's probably
fake news.
probably 4 cars that all go out in Toronto, Vancouver, Montreal, and Edmonton. Or
I don't
something.
even know if there's that many. There's probably
Is it
like
even
one
a full
Civic.
car, or
It
is
says 40 cars.
40, but I bet it's like a
Does it?
lease.
But-
it's probably like
oh,
a year
shit.
lease of it, and then you have to give it back.
No, I think you straight up
you
own
win,
it.
You win the whole thing.
Yeah,
I
you
think
get
you
it.
own it.
Probably got to pay some money on it though.
Tax.
Oh, I'm sure you
Yeah.
taxed. Yeah.
You can probably also request the value of the car and not get the car.
You think so?
Yeah, but it'll
Yeah.
be less than what the car's
Right.
MSRP
They're like,
is.
fine, we'll give it to you for half.
It's with nothing in it, no wheels, no like seats. It's completely
Today's episode brought to you by Roll Up the Rim. Rolling up your rim one day at a time.
Wow.
Alright.
Add some juicy sound effects to that one,
I'm
please.
working on it.
Should we cut it?
Do we have a game show idea?
Yes.
You want to invent a game show?
What was the idea?
What's the
It's been
game
an
show,
hour
Fudge?
15.
We don't have to do it, but we could talk
we can
about what it could be
conceptualize
next
it.
time.
Although I just thought it was
just an idea.
I actually was talking to my buddy Greg about it, and it just came up on its own. It was called. Well, I mean, the game show needs celebrity. It needs Tom Hanks, or
What about Colin
As a
Hanks?
host or something like that?
or one of his sons, preferably Chester Hanks to Colin Hanks. But it's called What Hanks
Is that the
Spanks.
rapper?
Yeah, and
What Hanks?
Is that like what he
yeah,
masturbates to?
No. So the first two teams, on like the two teams of two, in the first round is like you bet on how many spanks that your teammate can withstand from Tom Hanks. And then there's another element to it where Tom Hanks has to guess whose ass he's spanking while he spanks it.
So he's blindfolded.
Yeah, and then round two is like the teammate that didn't go out goes up, and then Tom Hanks spins a wheel, and there's like all these different types of gloves. So like one will have like all spatulas on it, so like it really stings when he spanks you with it. And, like
Oh, so it's like a
there'll be
wheel of
other
pain
ones
glove.
too.
What is this called?
What Hanks Spanks.
What Hanks
I
Spanks?
think it'd be better to just call it Tom Spanks.
Tom Spanks?
I just like the three word title more.
Okay.
And then I didn't really hammer out what the final round was, but I thought Wilson from Castaway should be involved. So it could be like a game of red ass where
Right.
Tom Hanks will like punt Wilson up against your ass
Right.
after it's been spanked for 2 rounds.
So it's like cheeks up
Yeah.
maybe it's just like
Sounds pretty
like an
masochistic.
endurance challenge, and whoever can like each team goes, and whoever can withstand the most Wilson's kicked in his ass
Yeah.
wins the game.
Wins a spanking from Tom Hanks.
No, like the win. You win.
Oh, I guess they've been getting spanked from him the whole
prize,
What is
time.
your date with Tom Hanks?
That'd be the worst if your prize was more
He
spanks from Tom
spanked you,
Hanks.
and then he's taking you out. Nice.
So like a barbed wire.
Lifetime
cage or
supply
something.
of Tom Hanks spanks.
Yeah.
See that article about him, how he bought an espresso machine for the White House for the press corps?
Tom Hanks
Tom
did?
Hanks did?
Yeah.
What a nice guy.
Yeah.
Why would he give a
Like
flying?
recently?
Why would he give a flying fuck? What
I
kind
don't
of
know,
coffee they were drinking?
I felt
'Cause he
bad
wants-
for them after
he
somebody
wants to get his name in the media.
He
Right?
wants to.
Any
he's-
news is
he's
good
trying to
news
say
for
that he's like
celebrities.
for freedom of the press. and he's
Aside
trying to
from
support
like
the
maybe
press.
rape and murder.
So by getting them good coffee.
Well, yeah, just like stay up, stay at your job, have coffee, be on top of things. Coffee's always thought of as a productivity enhancer, right? So it's sort of.
Just like cocaine.
Oh, that's debatable.
I heard this great song a little while ago, and there's a vocal loop on it. It said there's a woman going, "I do coke so I can work more hours, so I can make more money, so I can do more coke."
Perpetual cycle.
Yeah, it's a vicious cycle, but it works. Do you
For
sleep?
a little while.
Do we have any?
Yeah, you need
other-
more and more coke, so you need a better and better job. So you need to do more and more coke to get a better and better
Yeah,
job
it's
and
like,
work harder and harder.
fucking McConaughey and what's his nuts in that Scorsese movie?
Stellar. Interstellar.
No, Walmart.
No, no.
Walmart.
Wall
Wolf of Wall Street.
Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh, I never saw that.
Wolf of
You haven't
Walmart?
seen Wolf of Wall Street? Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Do we have any other?
Pretty.
I feel like we have at least like 2 or 3 more ideas we could toss off.
Well, I had tech talk, so a new and cool tech.
No, that one wheel thing sounds pretty cool.
The one wheel looks pretty cool. I
like
mean,
a Segway
it's,
One
skateboard.
nut.
it's probably fairly expensive for what it is.
Yeah,
Well,
no,
yeah.
it's like 1,500.
Yeah.
It's
USD.
stupid as fuck.
I
Is
I
it?
feel like it'd probably be. You should take a look
This
at the
is
video.
coming from a guy who
I-
owns multiple scooters.
I feel like it would probably be really easy to
You
fuck
sit
yourself
on
up
those
that.
like a man.
Like they
yeah,
probably,
like a man. Just like you sit on the shitter when you go to piss, right? Real manly.
it would probably be really easy to hurt yourself
Like a
on it. I
person.
don't know how fast it actually
Oh, I mean,
goes.
it's
though.
I've
easy to
seen
hurt
them.
yourself on
There's a
anything,
guy that
but-
uses one on the Cedar Hill Chip Trail.
Well, I mean, what's his name?
Really redundant. Yeah.
That guy who did Mythbreakers or what Mythbusters? Adam,
whatever his name is.
He took out one. I saw with demo where
They're
he took the one
open
wheel out.
source, I think.
And like he was super stoked on it. He was like, "This because this is like the second
It works.
generation
It works
they built."
good. It
Yeah,
I'm
works
sure they
good.
paid him to be excited about it.
Probably.
It can
Um,
hill climb because I saw the dude come up. the
Yeah,
hill
it's. I
on
mean,
it.
it's like it's an
It's pretty good.
off-road.
It
fucking
maxes
wheel.
out at like 20 miles an hour.
Yeah,
It's
which
pretty
is probably
fast.
good. You don't want it
First,
going
like,
much
20
faster
miles
than
per
that.
hour is
20
pretty
miles
damn
an hour.
fast.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
fast.
you don't want it
That's-
going much faster than that.
Unless you do.
Well, you do.
Well,
though.
Well, if you want to wear armbands
If you're
and
gonna race.
elbow and knee pads. And
What's
One-
that? There's
one
a
wheel
movie with
waist.
Josh Brolin. It's about like downhill skateboard racing in the 80s. It's just fucking.
Josh
Isn't
Brolin.
David
Boys?
Spade in that?
Yeah. I don't think David Spade was in it.
Because he has a
Spade.
skateboard movie for sure. in the 80s. David Spade has a skater movie where he's he's like a gang. He's like the leader of like a skate gang.
No, he does.
Yeah.
Ninja Turtles?
He does. He does. I've seen
the
it.
Foot Clan?
I've seen it. It's so awesome.
Skateboard movie?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
He's like, and it's like it's not those like the
Was
90s style
Chris Farley
skateboards that we're familiar with. It's like those like
banana boards?
those fat boards with the
A single lip on the back or straight on the front?
Yeah.
Lip on the back?
Yeah.
I gotta go for dinner.
The Skateboard Kid. No, David Spade does not come up in that.
Weird. I think that's this elusive movie. If you guys find yourself,
I'll look for
in
it.
front of
I will look for it and I will show you guys, and we will watch it.
Skateboard movie.
I will force you to watch it.
Dogtown and Z-Boys is pretty
All
good.
right, well, you have to find it.
It's fucking
Movie.
awesome. I will. I'll look for it for next
time. We'll
for next cast.
We'll have a link with that one on it, and we'll check it out.
Sounds good. I guess it's time to wrap things up this lovely Sunday afternoon.
Cheers, y'all. This has been episode 34.
I think 33, probably
33, 34.
Doesn't matter.
We're in the 30s. We're going to call it mid to...
We're not going to call it a number. It's just the newest episode.
Yeah.
That's it. Who gives a shit?
Version 1.12.
When we get to 50, then we'll have a
when we get
hoorah.
to 50, we're going to have a celebration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all right, y'all.
All right, signing out.
Peace out.